Hello there everyone, and welcome to my 100% playthrough of Ash's Afterglow on Apocalypse. This is map 21, Badlands, part 1. Ooh, journal updated. Look for bike, talk to locals. Yeah, first we had to fix it, now we gotta find it. Find a way north, talk to locals. And there's our new map, by the way, we printed out back in disarray. So we have Prosperity, which is very close to us. The array that we just came from, a scrapyard, botanical gardens. Ooh, that sounds fun. Site Sigma, and of course Anomaly 210. And ruins. Sounds like we have our work cut out for us. Hey girl, feel like a nice morning stroll? There we go. Let's go for one. Whoa. New radio frequency found, 53.210000. Let's take a listen.
Good morning, Wasteland. You are listening to Prosperity Radio. The time is 14:45 and the weather is still irradiated. Let any caravans know that we're still open to trade. And if you are a raider, you can eat a dick.
I like that guy. He's funny. But yes, we have finally arrived in the Badlands. And as you can see, there are only a small handful of kills to get. Only 8. 18 items and 4 secrets. So, as I stated in Disarray, and probably also in the map before that one, this is the second and final hub map of the episode. There are 3 or 4 other maps to explore within Badlands. And after that is, yeah, the penultimate level, which is that secret Anomaly 210, way up there, way up north. And then Site Sigma. That is our final stop. But we have a lot of work to do before we get there, so let's just get on with it. So first up, we're going to use Lucy as a bit of a boost here. Jump on top of these doors, onto the roof, and into this window. For secret number 1, and ooh, what is this? I got a pickup. Ooh, it goes pew pew. Doom City laser tag. We'll collect. Oh, Tuesday. Yeah. Pew 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 pew. Pew 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 pew. It doesn't do any damage. It's just a laser tag gun. Doesn't even really do anything. Just makes cool sounds and looks cool when you fire it. Now, it can be upgraded, and I might just do that later on, but we'll see. Anyway, let's ride 'em, doggy. Oh, that sign said Prosperity. Speed limit 45. Who cares about your stupid speed limits? There ain't no cars out here. Water reclamation plant. And there's Prosperity right there. Ooh, settlement. Nice. Well, that is where we have to go next, and that is where we are going to go eventually, but we have some exploration to do first. Let's start off inside this abandoned house. Search for anything and everything that could be of use. That one box in there drops some 45 Colt rounds, but we don't need any of them right now. Oh, I will take that junk, though. Let's see here. What else we got? Closet that can't be opened. We got some laundry. And stairs that lead up to a locked door. Oh, that was eventful enough. Isn't this the house that has that fireplace you can fall right through it? No? May have been a different house. Oh, I think that was the house back in Badlands South. Not here. And look at that old-fashioned toilet with the high-up tank. I'm sure those have a name, but not sure what they are. Well, that was fun. Let's go straight past the house now. Ooh. A map exit with a giant letter R. Well, that R stands for roamers. Remember that new gang that the one bandit in Badlands South told us about? Barred from the other side, yes. This map right through these doors is the home, well, settlement of the roamers. It is a map we will be going to, and, oh boy, it is an active one. Probably one of the hardest ones, just because of the sheer number of bad guys. And I will go into a bit more detail about how this place can work a bit later on, but for now, let's just explore. This leads to the exit of the hub, so obviously we can't go through here yet. Besides, this door requires a key. Yeah. That we are not going to get for a good long while. You know what? Let's go this way first. Ooh, an abandoned gas station. Well, if I know my post-apocalyptica, and I'm not saying that I don't, gas stations always have some goodies. Nothing out here. Oh. This could be a way in. Hey, Lucy, give me a boost. Well, the important thing is he tried. Just not hard enough. Now, be careful. There is a trip bomb in here. There we go. So, yeah, you actually can use Lucy as a boost to climb an elevated ladder, which I think is on the other side of this wall here, and drop down through that hole in the ceiling and come through that way. And I just found that out on my practice run. I didn't even know you could get up on the roof of this building. Unfortunately, there is nothing of importance, nor anything at all, really, on the roof of this building, so no real point in going that route unless you just absolutely want to. But, for posterity's sake, I will show you it. Okay, come on, Lucy. There we go. There you go. Look at us. We're a regular rooftop sniper. Alright, that's enough of that. Onward, Lucy. Ooh, a truck. Apparently radioactive truck. Nothing on top. How about behind? Ooh, 45 Colt. And nothing else. Literally just a box of 45 Colt that I don't even need to collect. Well, we might come back for that at a later time. But for now, we reach this dead end right here, and no, you cannot go through there because it has been caved in. And we come to this threshold. This is the main way into the junkyard, or the scrapyard, I think is what it's actually called. You can go in through here if you want, but there is a better way. And the better way is the way we'll be going, because I've actually never entered the junkyard through here except just to see where it was and then immediately leaving back to Badlands. So we'll get to the scrapyard later on. Not right now. We shall spare the roamers for right now. Now if we go this way, this is the final stop on our little tour here. Go all the way over here. Ooh, well, we come to a door. That looks like it leads to somewhere else. We cannot open the door from this side. We have an entrance into a sewer, which also happens to be another level transition. This is the level that we will actually be going to next. But, again, not for right now. We are going to explore the town of Prosperity and talk to some of the locals. Not all of them, because that would be way too much. There's not as much dialogue in this map as there was in Undercity, but there's a decent amount. But the vast majority of the locals we'll be chatting up will just be the ones to give us objectives. Which, yes, we are going to have objectives again. This is a hub map, after all. But yeah. We'll see what we have waiting for us here. What we have through here? S. Odd. Someone has chalked an S on this rock. There's definitely something up with that, but I guess we have no way of knowing for right now, so let's just leave. Oh. Now, if you drop down into here, don't get in the water. Lucy gets kind of stuck. She just trudges through it very slowly. But yeah, we're back at the start. At the first intersection with the slightly torn apart freeway road. And there's the absolute speedy fix garage we jumped inside to get our first of 4 secrets. So we are actually going to be getting all 4 secrets in this first part. This map, it is going to have at least 2 parts. Maybe 3, but definitely no more than 3. I think I can even keep it down to 2. And obviously, if the first part is going to be getting all the objectives, then the second part is going to be turning all the objectives in and leaving the map to the next map, basically. So, looks like we have arrived at posterity, or posterity? You know what? Yeah, posterity. No, prosperity. And looks modest enough. Got some watchmen. And we have something over here. What's this? Office Manager Drive. Oh. Whomsoever art thou in thy fancy shogun-looking outfit? A Beastmaster. Ah, that is a fine creature you have there. A racer, is she? She looks exceptionally healthy and well-built. You know what this thing is? Indeed I do. A pit fiend matriarch. About 8 or 9 years old, I would wager. She's a fine specimen. Perhaps you would have some luck in the races here, if you aren't worried about the 2 of you getting hurt. It is quite a violent sport. Races? Tell me more about pit fiends. Certainly. What would you like to know about these creatures? What exactly is a matriarch? A female of breeding age. As you can see, they can reach an impressive size, far more powerful than the smaller males. However, they have a much more submissive temperament in general. That is, of course, unless you threaten their pups. They are still tricky, however. You must have a special bond indeed for this one to tolerate your presence, so... What do you use them for? Here, we often use them as guards or the races. The smaller males are more aggressive but prone to behavior issues. The larger females are easier to work with and can even run carrying a man at full speed. I myself often buy or breed promising specimens. I'm hoping to start my own kennel someday. You breed them? I do indeed, especially a female of potential. I would even offer to buy yours, should you be willing to sell. I'd like to see her potential before I offer more, however. I'd be prepared to offer $150 for her. She will have a good home here, especially at her age. Tell me about the races. They are held on the southwest side. Many of us volunteered, converting the old car park into a dedicated racetrack. See the organizer if you wish to bet on a race or take part in your own. Your own matriarch looks like she would make an excellent racer. Tell me about the place. This is Prosperity, the finest town for miles around, I promise you. Almost anything you need can be found here, for we receive many traders from such places as Junction, New Nashville, and sometimes even as far as Chicago. The Baron is fair, and life here is good, despite the recent difficulties. Baron? The Water Baron, as he is known here. A very thoughtful and intelligent man. They say that he alone devised and organized our impressive town you see before you, though sadly I haven't yet had the pleasure of speaking to him. He lives in Uptown, which is off limits to travelers. What difficulties? I believe you should ask the sheriff if you wish to know more, but we have been suffering from an infestation of raiders within our territory, as well as the recent drought. We will recover, but life has been hard these past few weeks. I'm looking for some information. Got a minute? Certainly. What does he wish to know? I'm looking for a motorcycle, a red one. I could not say for certain. I know a great many vehicles have been coming and going, mostly toward the scrapyard to the east. Be aware, however, for there is a heavy bandit presence there. Is there any good places to trade here? We have an adequate market, although you'll have to wait for a caravan if you wish to trade in weapons or ammunition. We have a strict law against the sale of such items within the town grounds. Most other items you should find available inside. Well, so this guy wants to buy Lucy, does he? And there's races. Yeah, she's pretty ripped. She's got them strong haunches. Them strong, I mean, look at those shoulders. She is jacked. She is a freaking She is jacked like a diamond. Or cut like a diamond. Oh, we'll see what happens with those races, but who's this guy? Ah, another scavenger. Don't think we've met. Welcome to Prosperity. Gotta ask you a few questions before you can come in. Sure. What's up? Nothing crazy, but I gotta ask you, have you had any dealings with a gang called the Roamers? Or any other raider gang? Never heard of them. Good answer. Okay, last question. What is your business here? Who are the Roamers? A bunch of thieves, murderers, and carjackers. Stay away from them. But, you didn't answer my question. They steal vehicles? I need to find them. What? You're looking for them? He looks around, clearly uncertain about this. May I ask why? They stole something of mine. Is that so? Sounds like them, alright. He mutters. Bunch of pirates. What was it they stole? And how did they get it? My motorcycle. They sold me out to the cannibals. Mutants working with the raiders? Man, that's a good... Wait, he notices your expression. You're not joking? I think you better tell the sheriff about this. This sounds bad. This isn't a joke, right? Do I look like I'm fucking joking? Fuck. I guess not. Head on through and turn right. First building on the right. Just watch your temper. This is the wrong time to make a bad first impression, got it? No problem. Can I ask you something first? Go ahead. But if it's something serious, you're gonna need to see the sheriff. I just watched the gate, bro. Can you tell me about this town? Sure. Used to be an old water cleaning plant. We fixed it up and got it mostly running again. This side is Lowtown. The market is on the east side. Farms and bar are on the south side. While you're visiting, you're restricted to this side. The gate to Hightown is opposite the market, but access is only for guards and their families. Who's in charge here? That'll be the Water Baron. He basically put this town together, but he's not available to see traders or travelers. He stays in Hightown and he's always real busy. If you have any problems, go see the sheriff. He runs pretty much everything in Lowtown. I need to get to the north. Any roads still open? The north? Not much up that way, except the mountains. There is a road that's pretty much intact, but that gate stays closed until the mutants have moved on. A whole mess of them have been moving through the area. We've been lucky so far and have only encountered stragglers, but we're trying not to get the attention of the larger group. Any good scavenging spots around here? That's not really my business. Oh, I almost forgot to mention. There's some other scavengers in town. Try their store over on the south side. If they aren't there, they'll be over in the bar right next door. I'd bet they'll know more about all that stuff. Talk to Silver, though. He's the one who runs the store. The other four are real weirdos. That's some good information. But yes, look at that. Finally, another settlement. And one that's actually above ground this time, and not inside of some dingy old subway. Well, let's see. Sheriff, first building to the right. This must be the place. 2 guardsmen at front? Yep. Seems like it to me. And you must be the sheriff. You sure look burly enough to be one. The heavily muscled man's eyes peer at you from beneath an old sheriff's hat. Can I help you, scavenger? What is this place? This is the jail, son. I'm the local sheriff. While we're on the subject, I don't believe we've met. What's your name? Just a scavenger. I came from the city to the south. From the city? You mean Atlanta? Huh. Been a while since we had any visitors. How are things there? Which station are you from? It's not great. I traveled there from the Wall. Oh, you came from the Wall? Good to finally hear from you guys. How is the place these days? I heard there was a lot of commotion happening up there these last few days. Don't suppose you know anything about that. They were attacked. I don't know by who. I was out of town at the time. That doesn't sound great, but your story does add up with some of the things I've been hearing, and I appreciate you being straight with me. The name is Myers, by the way. Now, what can I do for you? I need some information. Oh? And what is it you need? I'm looking for a stolen motorcycle. A motorcycle? Damn, we've seen a lot of those lately, but most of them have been circling our camp like vultures. We've had a bit of a problem with some local raiders. If anyone has it, it'll be them. Tell me about these raiders. You'll find them to the east of here. I don't know who they're supposed to be, but they claim to be descended from the old highway police that used to roam these parts. Yeah, call themselves roamers. They've occupied the junkyard and have made demands to let us have access to the town, but so far we've refused. I think they might have my bike. Probably. They've got quite a fleet of vehicles already, and they've been snatching up any half-intact ones they can find. God only knows where they get all the gasoline for those things. I'm sorry, Scavenger, but I don't think you'll be getting your bike back anytime soon. Why haven't you taken them out? Phew. Well, we got two problems there. This isn't some normal gang, it's a small army. Their leader is smart, never a good thing for a raider to have, and they have a ton of heavy weaponry and vehicles. We can't match that. The other issue is any fighting is likely to draw more mutants to this region, so we're stuck in a stalemate, both waiting out the siege, both hoping the other will crack and have to give in first. Do you need some help dealing with them? Right now? No. Besides the fact that you'd be taking them on by yourself, any fighting is likely to make a hell of a noise. We can't risk bringing more attention to ourselves. Not when there are thousands of mutants crawling all over the mountains. Don't worry, the Baron has a plan. Forget it. Something else you need? Spit it out, boy. What's been happening here? There's quite a lot going on these days. We've had raiders squatting in our scrapyard, a possible mutant infestation, failing crops, and we picked up some shady drifter from down south. It's definitely been a busy week. Mutant infestation? Yep, we've been having a lot of issues with keeping our heads down, trying to avoid attention from the mutants moving through the area. Patch, our mechanic, tells me that he's pretty sure they've managed to find a way into our underground, though. Talk to him if you want to help him out. He can usually be found in his workshop or the electrical building. Failing crops? Yeah, they say the soil here isn't so great. Something about there being lots of chemicals or metal in the ground. You'll have to talk to Kyle, one of the farmers, if you want to know more. Apparently the Baron has a plan in place, but it's not my place to talk about that. Drifter? Who is he? I don't know. Fella says he's a trader. Tried selling guns in the market. That dumbass. The Baron hates that shit. Says he's from the Wall too, but doesn't want to talk about it for some reason. Locked him up until he feels like being more talkative and less of an asshole. From the Wall? Can I see him? I guess. Maybe you could get more out of him. Just don't try anything weird. My boy over there will be watching you. If it turns out you're his accomplice or something, I swear to God. Why does the Baron not like guns? Oh, he doesn't hate them. Just look at how many my boys are packing. And if the town is attacked, every man, woman, and dog can take a trip to the armory and grab something to fight with. We just believe that the ordinary working man does not need to be spending his average day armed. That goes for ammunition, too. As an out-of-towner, we'll make an exception for you. You can openly bear your weapons, but the sale or purchase of any firearm or ammunition is punishable by immediate exile, so don't do it. Let me ask something else. Something else you need? Spit it out, boy. Nothing right now. Well, let's see. Plant samples because the soil's not so great. Solve the conflict, and apparently there's someone from the Wall here. The bored-looking guard turns to look at you. What is it, Scavenger? Do you have permission to be down here? Who's in here today? Just some asshole from down south. We picked him up for acting suspicious. Apparently he's some big-shot arms dealer. Yeah, right. Turned up with a little wagon of shitty homemade bullets and tried to sell them in the market. Man, does he like to talk. You look tired. Maybe you should take a break. He gives you a strange look. What? Dude, I'm not tired. Why even say that? Weird. I suddenly felt like in some cheesy adventure movie and you were trying to trick me into leaving you alone with the prisoner. What an odd feeling. Why would I need permission to be here? It's a jail? Where we keep potentially dangerous criminals? Imagine just letting any random stranger in to see the prisoners. What do you think this is, a fucking zoo? I'm telling you now, if you suddenly pull out a suspiciously heavy cake to give to the prisoner, I'm putting a cap in your eyes. I'm not even playing. Alright, well, we'll keep everything non-suspicious. Oh my goodness. Smiley, you son of a bitch. What have you done now? Smiley, your former buyer from the wall, beams back at you from the cell. Oh, hey, Scavver. Fancy meeting you here. Smiley? What are you doing here? Oh, you know me, Scavver. I'm just kicking it back here a spell. Enjoying the local hospitality. Never been better. You? Just great, thanks. Why are you in this cell? Hey, I don't know what to say. When the attack happened, I got out of town and came straight here. Barely managed to get out in time. But when I turn up, these clowns arrest me. Acting suspicious, they say. And they confiscated all my stock. And you think I'm the crook here? You sent me on a goose chase, Smiley. I'm afraid I don't know what you're talking about, Scavver. Nope. No siree. Oh, you mean that business with the briefcase? I told you Riggs was supposed to pay you. Hey, don't blame me if you got a crappy reward. Things change out here all the time. I can't be blamed if town goes bust after only a couple of years. Right. I want to know what happened at the wall. Ooh, look, Scavenger. As much as I would love to answer all your questions, it's not like I've got much else to do here. I'm afraid I'm not exactly in the best state of mind for that. Have you seen this place? Hella grody. And I'm getting claustrophobic. He throws you a pitiable look. I'm real sorry. Right. And what am I supposed to do about that? Oh, that's easy. Go talk to the guard, ask him to let me out of here. Even just to stretch my legs a bit. I mean, it's not like I've done anything wrong. You believe me, buddy, right? I just need someone to vouch for me. And what exactly am I supposed to say? It's simple. These local yokels are all just ultra paranoid. All you need to do is vouch for my, humanitarian qualities. Tell them we're trading partners. Just tell them the truth, Scav. Do I look like a criminal? When have I ever done anyone wrong? Alright, I'll see what I can do. Thanks, buddy. I knew I could rely on you. You're a real pal, you know that? Just make it quick. I can't breathe in here. I can almost feel the walls closing in. Alright, shut up. I'll be back if I get an answer. Oh boy, he's definitely up to something. Free Smiley. Or not. Talk to guard. Alright. This is gonna sound dumb, but can the prisoner be released? You're right. That does sound pretty dumb. Why would I want to do that? Perhaps if someone paid his bail? Actually, no. I can't believe I'm saying this. I can vouch for his character. What? You're telling me that underneath that cold, uncaring exterior, harsh language, shabby appearance, and frankly fucking annoying grin, there's a heart of gold? Is that what you're saying? Yes. Pfft, fuck off. Can't you just give him a chance? Are you serious? What if he's dangerous? What if he goes out and starts offering live ammunition to little children, leading young, innocent souls into a life of depravity and addiction to arguing about comparative stopping power? Would you want that guilt hanging over your head, haunting your dreams? I think not. Perhaps if someone paid his bail? Oh, yeah, sure, that would work. It's not like he's really done anything. His bail stands at $90. Most of that comes from resisting arrest and making obscene gestures at a member of the Prosperity Militia. And being a dick. You better be worth it, Smiley. Here. Just make sure he stays out of trouble. I'll unlock his cell when you're ready to let him go. Just promise me I won't have to see him again. Any more of his complaining and I'll become a criminal myself. Do it. I'll go tell him the good news. Thanks. Alright, Smiley. You better be worth it. So, what's happening? Am I free now? Good news. You're free to go, Smiley. Righteous! His grin becomes insanely wide. I really owe you one, Scavver. I'll head out as soon as they give me my release papers. Not so far, Smiley. We had a deal. Of course, Scavenger. Just let me know what it is you need. I'm all ears. You promised a reward, right? Where is it? Ah, sure. Just before I got here, I dumped a bunch of goodies just outside of town. You know what these little outlands towns can be like? Losing all your stuff and getting put in jail all the time sucks ass. The guards confiscated what I had with me, but I stashed some real valuable stuff for later. Head out of town and look for the big lake to the northwest. There's a little cliff face you should be able to climb up to. I marked a little hideaway with an S. Just push that rock aside and you'll find my best items. Just make sure you grab them quick before I go get it myself. So that's what that S stood for. Very crafty, Smiley. I need to know what happened back at the wall. Wish I knew. Someone was shouting about some commotion at the gates. Next thing you know, there's a ton of gunfire coming from the south gatehouse. Big explosion. Smoke and flames everywhere. I didn't stop to watch. I grabbed a couple of boxes of stuff, hopped in my truck, and hit the road. I heard later that some people might have managed to escape by using the pipes in the dam. But I don't know. Call me a coward all you want, Scav. The fact is, I'm alive. No one has seen anyone else from that clusterfuck. Might have been mutants, perhaps. I doubt it. Whoever it was, they were able to get right up to the gates before someone realized what was about to happen. My money is on raiders. Just the timing of it freaked me out a little. Especially after I got that briefcase. That briefcase you gave me. Where did it come from? Huh. I guess that cat is out of the bag now. I'll be honest with you, Scav. I don't really know where those things came from. Some Scav dug up a bunch of them from the north somewhere, and they ended up in the caravan loop as people tried to figure them out and sold them on when they couldn't. I figured Riggs might be smart enough to get one working, so I sent one his way. Kinda wish I didn't now. But I wanted that little debt gone. Riggs thought his was military, but I lost it. I'm still looking for it. You lost it? Shit, Scavver. We don't even know what that thing does. We heard later the guy who found them all went missing. Some weird-ass story about these creeps in black leather calling themselves the Empire. It's like one of those old spy comics they used to print. I'm glad that thing is gone. Hope Riggs doesn't get any trouble from it. Didn't think about that. I better go look for it. I hope you aren't lying to me. I'll be here for a little while. They get my truck refueled anyway. You don't like what I've said? Come back and we'll talk about it. When have I ever lied to you, Scav? Sheesh. I'm not the one sitting in a jail cell, Smiley. I'll be back. Well, quite a lot of exposition there. But apparently the wall got fucked over pretty bad. But let's go ahead and get this stash of Smileys. And I will spoil it just a little bit. This stash is, in fact, secret number 2. Now, the other 2 secrets are within the Town of Prosperity. I probably could have gone ahead and gotten them, but one of them is is rather interesting, so I'm probably going to save it for last. Save the best for last, as they always say. Let's just go ahead and go back to where we were. Alright. Now, Smiley surely wouldn't screw us over this many times, right? There's the rock. Alright. Smiley, you fuck. Reminder. Kill Smiley. Yeah, I agree. 2 pieces of junk, 4 shells, and a box of 45 Colt. And nothing else. Nothing. Not even a measly little stupid... Oh, what's this? This is where the secret is. Now, looks like a big landfill, right? Well, aside from 3 bug dogs, what could be here? Let's see. We have shells and a video game cartridge. And a landfill? Huh. Where have I heard that before? Must be my imagination. But yeah, that's all that's here. A video game cartridge and some shells. And kills. Well, kills are always nice. Now we can jump off that ledge over there and wind up back in the road, but it's probably better to go back through here because Lucy is just on the other side of here. But yes, reminder, kill Smiley. Never make any deals with that guy ever again. And next time, he's paying his own damn bail. I could have used that 90 smackaroonies. Bastard. Alright, Lucy. Yeah. Back to Prosperity with us. We have some unfinished business. Smiley, I swear when I get my hands on you, I'm going to wring that old wrinkly neck of yours. And then I'm going to throw you on the ground and wring it again. Yeah. And then I'm going to laugh at you as I do it. Send me on some wild goose chase. Again. Where is he? Let me at him. Let me at him. Oh, I'm gonna... Of course. I'll give Smiley this. He knows what he's doing. Whatever. I got some stuff out of it. Let's see. Plant samples. Okay. Now, he did say to talk to some guy named Patch about some mutant problems. So I suppose we shall find him next. Go ahead and bash open some stuff here. Piece of junk. Not bad. Now, you can bash open bags. You can also shoot them. Just don't shoot any of the guards or civilians. Otherwise, the whole town will turn on you. Well, we have an electrics hut in here with a workbench, which I will be using at some point, but not right now. Oh, this must be the electrics hut. Hey, you must be Patch. The grease-covered mechanic looks at you with his one good eye. Oh, a Scavver. Good timing. You got some wire and a copper pipe I could use? I'll see what I got. Give 10 scrap. He takes the wire and fixes it to an exposed circuit board before jamming the copper pipe into a slot marked fuse. Boom! Lights! Thanks, friend. I owe you one. What was wrong with it? Dunno. Dumb old tech from the old times. You see this? They put fuses here to stop the machines overheating, but they made them out of weak pussy metal. I need something stronger so it doesn't happen again. It's not like we run this stuff that hard. Well, glad I could help. Hey, thanks, man. That was a big help. I'm running out of spare parts, and I can't get any new ones without pulling this stuff to pieces, which would be dumb since I spent so long putting it together. The name is Patch, by the way. Nice to meet you. I can see how you got your name. Yes, very funny. My real name is Kevin Choi, but everyone calls me Patch. Everyone here is such a comedian. Oh, my aching sides. He goes back to his work. Had your eye on any work around here? Looking for work? There is one job, but it could be dangerous. I think we might have a little mutant invasion down in the old service tunnels. Haven't seen any yet, but we get all kinds of nasties turn up down there. I'd really appreciate it if you can find out where they are coming from. I could finally get to opening up some of the other water lines without worrying about being eaten by something. Tell me about the tunnels. The old service tunnels? Right beneath our feet. The main entrance we use is back there, behind the gate. But they open up all over the place. We manage to get power to most of it, but we get short outs and brownouts all the time. Lots of nasty chemicals down there, plus flooding and whatever nasty critters find their way down there. We have to keep it open, though, as a lot of our main water lines run through it. Tell me about the scrapyard. A lot of good tech over there. Scrap metal, engine parts, electronics. Once the roamers moved in, though, we ended up running out of spares pretty quickly. I think it was a mistake to not have a permanent guard there. You can get there by following the road east, but there was a service tunnel that led over there as well. And that is where we will be entering the scrapyard through. Is there anything in particular you're looking for? Me? Not really. Spare parts are always useful, but I don't like having piles of metal filling up my shop. Would rather send a runner to bring it back here when I need it. I'd really like to get one of those old cars working. Head north, maybe. But I don't think you can help me with that. Maybe when I get a bit more free time. Good luck with that. Let's see. No sweat. Anything else I can help you with? I'm looking for work. I can check it out for you. Thanks. I'll put aside some scrap to pay you with. I'm sure I could find a few pieces I'm not using. Just be careful down there. A lot of dangerous chemicals, flooded sections, and damaged power cables. And don't be surprised if the lights die on you. The place was probably a death trap, even in the old days. Oh. And here is another map we can go through. This will be the second map we visit after the one inside the sewer tunnel that we saw, a few minutes or so ago. But we have another objective here. Clear gas tunnels. Find entrance. Ooh. Well, let's see here. We have at least one more objective to find, but we have 2 more spaces. Let's see. Plant samples, clear the gas tunnels, blah, 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 blah. Let us next talk to, actually. Aha. Holding out on me, are you? No one holds out on me. Over there, by the way, is where you can enter the races if you want. Oh, I know what the other objective is. Yeah, it's just through here. Which way first? Let's go the other way first. We have another medical quest we need to embark upon. Well, we don't need to, but I'm going to. Yes, sirree, that's me. And here's the clinic right here. The doc doesn't even look up from her notes. If it's serious, take a seat and I'll get to you as soon as I can. If it's not, get out and come back when you grow a pair. And try not to go near the other patients. What if I don't know if it's serious or not? She gives you an annoyed look. Are you vomiting? Do you have a fever? Do you feel dizzy or finding it hard to concentrate? Have you been passing blood? Do you have a deep wound that continues to bleed? Do you suspect a bone is broken? If you just have a nasty bruise that is really, really owie, you probably don't need to see me. Then, yeah, I need a doc. Right. I can take a look at you, but if it just needs self-care, I will not carry out any treatment. I can only spare the time for emergencies. My other patients require constant attention. Fine, just get it over with. She gives you a quick examination, tutting as she does so. You're lucky. A few scrapes and bruises, possibly minor malnutrition. I would suggest some rest and some decent food. Beyond painkillers, there isn't much I can do, and I need to conserve what supplies I have. Sorry, my other patients are a higher priority. What's wrong with the other patients? Are they contagious? At this stage, I don't think so. Do you know what a gas bag is? I believe they have been infected by ingesting spores. I've seen this before, but never treated it myself. Thankfully, the infection is extremely minor. A larger dose would likely have been fatal, and we'd be dealing with an outbreak of the things. Ingesting spores? Yes. Normally, gas bags infect their host by killing them and covering the corpse in spores. The immune system is usually pretty good at fighting off a surface infection, but from what these men have said, they were drinking from an unpurified source which was somehow contaminated. Yes, I've tried to find out where they got it, but they refuse to answer. Water is precious here. How would an outbreak occur? It doesn't take much. One corpse with enough spores can grow into full gas bags within a few hours. If you get enough spores in one place, they can even group together into other forms. I've heard of some towns losing half their population before they can bring it under control. Fire helps. A lot. It doesn't bring back the dead, of course. How would you treat that? I'm not sure. This isn't something I've got much material on. These things didn't exist when all my medical books were written. But if I can collect some fresh spore samples, I can perhaps create something to reverse or at least control it. We have a lot of chemicals here, thankfully. Now, I can take a look around, see what I find. That would be helpful. Your best bet is probably the tunnel, since most of our water comes through here. I doubt we'll get anything useful out of these guys now. Oh, and be careful if you find any spores. I don't want to see you get infected as well. Tell me about your clinic. There isn't much to tell, honestly. The Baron paid for most of the initial supplies, and I was able to get some beds and other furniture from some of the old houses in the area. It's not much for a town like this, but it'll do for now. Where did you learn your skills? Reading medical journals. Don't laugh, I just found them really interesting. I'd buy them every time the traders had some for sale. Eventually, I worked with another doctor up near Chicago for a bit. When I met the Baron, he decided I had some skills, so he hired me on when he moved here. Did you get a house in Uptown? I did. I was lucky. It's pretty nice, although I spend most nights here, keeping an eye on the clinic and my patients. Hopefully one day we can make this side of the town as safe and clean. It's not exactly a slum, but it's not great either. Tell me about the Baron. I met him in Chicago. He showed up one day trying to recruit doctors, tech experts, and traders. I don't know where he's from originally. Said he was from some kind of Walmart bunker, but I've never heard of it. He's got a head for business, but almost zero compassion. Thanks for the info, Doc. Great. Do you need anything else? Alright, I'll come back later. Alrighty, let's see. Spore samples. Find the source. Oh, goody. So we gotta collect gas bag spores, do we? That sounds not dangerous whatsoever. Well, we have some merchants here. Now, next to the leather worker here, if you go up these stairs and right out onto this here roof, go in this window for secret number 3. 3 pieces of junk and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 armor scraps. Not bad. Every little bit helps. Alright, so we have one more objective to get, and then I think I'll save the race for last before heading out to that map. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, we'll buy from the merchants a little bit later. Actually, I might stop by at least the leather worker before we leave. Yeah, I'll decide. I'll decide on the fly like I usually do. But before that, we have to go around this bend over here. And we're in yet another square. We have the junk store. The bar is right up there. As you can see, they've spelled it out in what looks like scrap metal. Nothing important up here. There's a guy you can talk to, though. We'll do that. The black-garbed figure looks up at you in alarm. You! You can't be here! You're dead! You're dead! Excuse me? He leans closer, hesitantly, peering at you in confusion through his thick goggles. Wait, you aren't him. You're different. Shorter. What the hell are you talking about? He visibly relaxes. Christ, I just saw my life flash before my eyes. Huh, my life sucked. Yeah, for a moment there I thought you were... him. Him? Yeah, him. That scavenger from the Outskirts. All my life I've expected him to come find me someday. And when I saw you, I thought that day had come. Scavenger? Who? I don't want to talk about it. That was years ago. And I don't know if even talking about this shit'll bring him here. You guys are fucking spooky, you know that? Leave me alone. Would $10 for a drink calm your nerves? He snatches the junk from your hands. Works for me. Okay, so this happened a long time ago. Well, about 2 or 3 years ago. I forget. I drink a lot now. Down south in the city. Go on. Used to be part of a gang. His voice lowers to a hush. Blackwater Bandits. But don't say that name out loud. It's not a good thing to speak of the dead. Seriously. I've met a lot of gangs. They usually do end up dead. Yeah, people die all the time. I'm not dumb. A lot of our guys died when buildings collapsed. Or they picked up too many rads. Or ate something they shouldn't have. It's easy being a scavver, I bet. We had to find other ways to survive. Like what? We managed to find a way to make our warriors like supermen. The Black Water. Only a few were brave enough to seek the Black Water, for it was found only in the deepest parts of the crater. Or center, near the crater. But one sip could give you the strength of 10 men. Maybe even 20. Let me guess. You never actually saw this stuff yourself. Well, no. Most of the guys who got the chance or were brave enough to look never came back. The boss definitely found it, though. His eyes glowed. Like yours, but like more so. And not even a bullet could kill him. So we all believed him. Now, this all sounds a bit implausible. Get to the good part. I'm getting to it. So one day, we're all just chilling. We made a big wall. Used to shake down traders for cash and bullets. They had to go through us to get into the city. We used to make a killing. I was having a little nap in my little sniper pit. Suddenly, I woke up to the sound of gunfire. You were asleep? Did they let you take breaks as a sniper? Not really. Look, all that black we wore got really hot in the sun. Sometimes I'd be sat up in my pit and just get really sleepy. No one noticed. We weren't supposed to move a muscle while we were on watch. I'm not sure it would have helped anyway. So, who was the Scavver? Hood, leather jacket, old jeans. Just like yours, actually. But he was taller. And he didn't speak. Just started wiping out the boys. He was crazy fast, and even if the boys' guns did manage to tag him, you wouldn't be able to tell. He just kept killing. How did you survive? I didn't shoot. Some of the boys did. He just shot them down, or beat them to death with that crowbar of his. I can't remember. It was all a blur. So was he. I just sat there, watching, and pissed my pants. When it was over, he checked over the bodies. Then he just walked through the barricade, like we were nothing. Any idea where he was going? Nope. Never saw him again. And never wanted to. I changed my name, used tattoos and a knife to change my face. So far it's worked, and he hasn't caught me yet. But I know he's still out there. Somewhere. If he never saw you, why would you need to change your face? Oh. Fuck. Yeah, when you say it like that, it doesn't really make any sense. Ah, but what if he did see me, but didn't see me as a threat? Maybe he was saving me for later, feeding on my fear. Never hurts to be careful out here, you dig? That is true. He seems visibly shaken. Yeah, thanks for the drink. Oh, and one free tip for me. Don't walk up to random strangers like that and start talking to them. It's like, really weird, dude. Who does that? Ha, whatever. Huh. Another scavver just like me, but taller. Interesting. You know, all that story is making me thirsty. Hey, barkeep. Humph. Scavver. Name's Mel. Booze is 30. Food is 50. Don't like it? Get out. Do you have any water? Ooh, look at Mr. Fancy Pants. Wants a glass of water. You want that in a shiny, clean glass? Or will you settle for plastic? $30 for you, Mr. Big Shot. What the fuck is so fancy about water? Us low-towners get 7 gallons of pure water a week. Drinking, bathing, cleaning. 7 gallons. That's it. Anything else we gotta pay for. You think I'm giving away my rations to some outsider scav? Pfft. 30? Steep, but okay. Here, enjoy it while it lasts. What food are you serving? Corn cob with a side of green shrub. $50. You want it or not? What exactly is a green shrub? We dig them up from the lake. They taste pretty good if you fry them a little. What? That not good enough for you? So, 50? Sure. How bad could it be? Here, enjoy it while it lasts. Got time to talk now? Fuck it. Why not? Not if there's anything else to do. Have you ever been to Uptown? Nope. You don't get a look at that place unless you're some fancy big shot. Doctors, tech guys, chemistry guys, so-called important people. He spits on the ground. What's your opinion on the Baron? Huh. Him. He scowls. I came here expecting somewhere safe to live with a chance to start a family. All we got is poisoned ground, poisoned water, and a big wall. Same as everywhere. And now the Raiders are here too. He's a crook, you ask me. Anything interesting going on? Farms are dying. That made things pretty interesting, huh? We get these weird scraps of colored paper flying around town now and then. Got words like Cintindo and Futari on them. Fuck knows where they keep coming from. That's all I need right now. Yeah. Well, he's chipper enough. Once you spend frickin' $80 for food and water. Rip-off artist. Well, I'm all full of hopefully clean water and some food. Let me talk to Mr. Scavenger over here. Junk, tools, jewelry, and books. Ooh. A scavenger stands before you. He nods at you, his eyes fixed on yours. You're new. Don't think we've met. Name's Silver. Now, are you the fucking crazy kind of scav, or the normal kind? As normal as I can be. Why? You never can tell with our kind. Some are goody-goody types who try to play nice with these people. Others only care about loot and where that loot is. Then you've got the third kind, the kind that walks into town and shoots it up, just because. I like to know where I stand before we start talking. I haven't really met any of the crazy ones. Yeah, when you've been in the business a while, something changes in you. Heard a rumor about one individual, actually, from around here. He's killed his way through entire gangs and mutie nests, but no one knows his name. All they say is that he kills alone, whatever that means. I've met a few odd characters. Yeah, you do hear some stories. I heard a story that all the way over on the west coast they use toilet paper for money now, and fight over booze, not gas or ammo. Weird world we live in sometimes. Does anyone here sell ammo? Don't bother. Scavenge it or go elsewhere. There's some dumb no-sale rule around here. You can only get it by going through the Armorer in Uptown, and good luck getting in there. I only visit there to trade, and I get the feeling they are just waiting for me to twitch funny so they can just drop the hammer on me. He spits on the ground. Any traders here you would recommend? The leather worker's decent if you need clothes. The junk dealer is overpriced and run by a snake. The armory, if you can get into Uptown, is run by a fascist. The dock and the bar are okay. Not great, just okay. Do what I do and wait for a caravan to trade anything expensive. Where exactly can I get ammo from? Oh. Any good claims around here? Not really. The scrapyard is pretty bare apart from car parts, and you'd have to get rid of the raiders in there. Most of the old buildings are empty now. We've stripped out most of the good stuff already. So that just leaves the old reactor site or the dome. Don't know if you've seen those yet. Reactor site? One of our claims. Have you been to the north yet? You can get there by taking the road west out of town, then taking the first left and left again. There's an old, I guess, power plant, or nuclear waste site. We found a few hazard suits while we were there. The best one we kept, which is the one I sold to Danny. That sounds dangerous. Yep, pretty much a full hot zone. It's hard finding anything up that way that isn't contaminated. Anyway, it's a free claim. The locals tried sending some people up there once, and they all got sick. It's like these people don't know what Geiger counters are for. What can you tell me about the dome? The dome used to be the old nature reserve, I guess. You can see it from some of the hills around here. Big fuck-off glass shell. I couldn't tell you much more about it, though. Only one guy has ever come back from there alive, and from what I heard, he didn't live long. Raving about plants coming alive and trying to eat him. Who knows? How do I get there? To the northwest. Talk to Patch. He knows the way. You'll have to take the tunnels. He's the mechanic who sorta looks after them. Sorta. One of my guys went down there once and disappeared. So did that kid Danny. That place is not exactly safe. I see. Right. Okay then. Anything else? Let's see. Good claims. Reactor site. Sounds dangerous. I might check that place out. Anything good left? Maybe. From what I can remember, we only checked out the turbines room and some of the offices. There might still be some stuff in the old reactor. Are you serious about going up there? For real? Sure. It sounds fun. You seem like you know what you're doing. Follow me. We can't talk here. Alright. What's this guy got? Sorry, I just don't trust the locals around here not to overhear and get any bright ideas. The fact is, I need some help. And if you're heading up to the reactor site anyway, seems like you'd be able to have a look around up there for my friends. What exactly is the problem? My friends. We haven't been speaking much lately. I mean, we haven't been speaking much for weeks. But I haven't seen them for days now. I need someone to head up to the reactor site and see if they are still there. Don't try talking to them. Just come back and tell me. If they're alive. Or dead. You think they got into trouble? Maybe. Or they just left town and dumped me here with all this stuff. What I'm trying to say is if they aren't dead yet, they will be. I'm not sitting here all day watching this shop just so they can find a score and split it between themselves. I'm sick of being the face all the time. Why can't you look for them yourself? I would, but the minute I leave, I've got a feeling this place will be stripped bare by the time I come back. I don't know if you ever noticed, but we aren't really popular among these people. Of course, if my friends have ditched me, this place can rot. I'd rather that than get stuck here. What's in it for me? If you can find them, or you search the whole place and they aren't there, that'll be good enough for me. And I'll make it worth your time in scrap, ammo, or meds. Your choice. I'll sell their stashes if I need to. Doesn't bother me at this point. What do you need me to do? Oh, I can take a look. Heading up there anyway. I appreciate it. If you can't do it, or don't have the time, I'll do it eventually. Just not quite ready to lose this store. You'll obviously know them when you see them, I would presume. And I'll be here if you want to ask anything about this place or need anything. Even a bit of advice. As thanks. Nice place you got here. Thanks, if you mean it. I try to sell the good stuff as soon as we get any. This place is mostly garbage, I know. But I found having an open business helps people see us being part of a community. Proof that we aren't all thieves and murderers. At least, that was the idea. Can I ask you something? Shoot, ask away. Not like I'm busy. Have you ever met the Baron? Briefly. He's a coward. Hides behind his wall and doesn't engage with the community. It'll bite him in the ass one day. But he knows his shit when it comes to business. I have a feeling he came from some pre-war government remnants, or some kind of institution. This town wouldn't be half as successful without him. Not easy to survive out here. How did this place get started? From what I've heard, the Baron turned up one day with a bunch of laborers, technicians, and guards, and just pulled the place up from the ruins. I don't know where he got that kind of support from, or what story he told to get them to follow him, but it worked. Now Prosperity is the most viable town in the whole region. I guess the American dream ain't so dead after all. Where are you from, Silver? Me? From up north, near Chicago. Or what used to be Chicago. I used to run protection for caravans until I got tired of losing to gangs and mutants. Been hoping to start a business, but I'm not sure these clowns are ready for that. Unless you look like them and talk like them, these people will never really accept you. Just another fact of life out here. Never mind. Alright then. Anything else? Can you describe your friends? Are you serious? They're scavengers. There's Coil, the tall one, Masher, the big one, Razor's the one with the fucked up teeth, and Whisper, who's mute, but he's always playing that fucking harmonica. Honestly, if you haven't found them, they either aren't there or you're blind. I have a question about a job. Yeah? Ask away. Maybe I can give you a bit of local wisdom. Or keep you out of trouble. I was asked to clear the tunnels of mutants. Oh? We have another infestation? Figures. There are 2 paths down there. One to the dome and one to the scrapyard. If you need a hazard suit for the gas down there, we sold our last one. You might be able to find another one in the old reactor site to the north. It's near the big lake. Radiation signs everywhere. You can't miss it. Well. Oops. Not that. Well, looks like we have a full laundry list of chores yet again. Find missing scavs. Search ruins. Okay, so, let's go up here. 3 bottles of painkillers if you need them. This place looks cozy enough for what it's worth. So, let's see. Look for bike. Deal with roamers. Find a way north. Talk to locals. Looks like we know the way north. It's just locked for now. Clear gas tunnels. Find entrance. Find missing scavs. Search ruins. Find plant samples. Check out the dome. Find spore samples. Find the source, which is the gas bag spores. Solve the conflict. Question locals. And kill Smiley. Well, I can't kill him if I can't find him. Shifty bastard. Anyway, we are just about done. We got one more person to talk to. And yes, this is... I didn't think this would be as long as Undercity Part 1, but I think it's going to be just a tad longer. Oh well. And this must be Kyle. The man looks at you with a bored expression. What is it, Junker? Bar is over there. I'm looking for Kyle. He looks uneasy. Yeah, so? Who wants to know? I heard you had a problem with your crops. Problem? That doesn't even begin to describe it. Wait, are you working for the sheriff? Tell that guy I ain't sending no more men to die down there. It's fucking suicide. What do you mean? The tunnels. Fucking death trap. Did he not see what happened to Danny? All for some fucking magic beans? You tell him we don't need some old fucking stories. We need water. What seeds? The Baron seems to think the dome has some kind of old super seeds stored there. Thinks they could grow in this soil. A load of bull. I need more people and more water. Fucking magic fucking seeds. What is the dome? Big glass garden up in the northwest. Can't miss it. Except you can now, because the road collapsed. Doesn't matter anyway. No one has been over there and lived to tell about it. Well, except Danny, and he's fucking dead, God rest his soul. What happened to him? He came back covered in gas bag spores is what. We haven't really gas bags down in the tunnels before. The guards run regular patrols. Well, they used to. Only one place he could have got covered in spores from. The dome. How do I get there? Only way there now is through the tunnels. Maybe. Ask Patch. He looks after all that stuff. I'm just trying to survive out here, pal. It's worth looking, right? Huh. You want my opinion? And you asked, so you're going to get it. No magic beans are going to save this town. I don't know if you noticed, but we've got a bit of a situation here with regards to the water situation. And the Baron won't do nothing about it. I heard there was some kind of drought. Huh. Drought. Good one. The Badlands has tons of water. Just need to clean it first. Of course, not much of that goes to us, the poor mugs who do all the work. It all gets traded out to other towns, so Uptown can live their life in luxury. Uptown? Across on the east side. You can get there through the guard room, except you can't, and neither can I. Only citizens are allowed in there. And by citizens, they mean people too important to live in the trash like us common workers. Tell me about the Baron. He's the guy that built this place, or so they say. The reality is we do most of the work. You never see him at all. Spends all day in Uptown taking life easy in his greenhouse. Same with the guards and their families. The rest of us get water rations, he spits. Have you tried talking to him? Ha! Good luck with that one. Ask yourself this, Scavenger. Why do you think, for all the guards we have here, most of them are on the inside? To keep us down and keep his life easy, that's why. Someone should do something about it. I'm only interested in finding this dome. Fine, you got a death wish, you go right ahead. But you'll need one of those special suits if you want to survive the trip. Ask Patch, he'll tell you. But I gotta tell you, Scav, you're wasting your time working for these assholes. Why's that? I'll tell you why. Because they'll just use you and then kick you out. You see how they treat us? No offense, but I don't see them treating a scavenger to a warm welcome. Listen, he looks around before leaning in close. Pop quiz. When your leader stops giving and starts taking, what do? Shoot them? Jesus, Scavenger. Don't say that so loud. But I admire that, kid. You get the idea. Tell you what, I got a favor to ask you. Might get a little dirty, but you help me, I'll help you. Capiche? What kind of favor? Right, so here's the thing. He leans in closer. A little while ago, one of our boys gets sent to check this dome out. Finds these seeds. Comes back all covered in this green shit. Now Danny, he went missing, but he left some of this stuff behind, and it was gas bag spores. So? See, these things are nasty. If you're dead, they turn you into one of those things. But if you eat them, they make you sick. Really, really sick. I know this because a couple of the Baron's cronies might have accidentally been given some and ended up in the doc's office. And do you think these came from the dome? It has to be. That's where Danny went last before he came back with them. If you're looking for these fucking stupid seeds, all I'm saying, maybe keep an eye out for some spores. I could pay you if you bring me some. Maybe more. I think I can see where this is going. Heh. You do you? That was only a tiny handful of spores. Imagine we get a whole bunch of them. Could make a lot of people sick. Maybe guards. Maybe while they're lying in bed. Might be about the time that someone stages a little revolution. You get me, kid? So you want me to find spores for... actually, you know what? Kyle, this plan sounds like murder. Look, Scavver, this ain't about good or bad. This ain't murder. This is about the lives of ordinary people. You gonna tell me that our lives aren't worth as much as those bastards in Uptown? I thought you'd understand what it's like to be an outcast. Convince me and I'll help you. I can show you. Find me a good-sized bunch of spores. The more the merrier. That's all I ask, Scav. And if you find these seeds too, come find me. I've got a plan and want you in it. I can promise you I can make it worth your time. I'll think about it. Whoa. Okay, this guy's got an ulterior motive. And it sounds pretty, homicidal. Anyway, we are just about done here. We have one last bit of business to take care of. Man, all this dialogue is making me lose my voice. And I've got nothing here to hydrate with at the moment. But, one last bit of business, and that is to do the race. Now, I will go ahead and say, I'll preface this, if I fail the race... you do have a quick save before you start it, because technically the race takes part in a different map. It's the third intermission map. It's called Beastriders. So you get an autosave there. If I fail the race for whatever reason, I am going to restart it. I am not restarting this whole map because I failed the race. And you get only one chance to win it. Now, why do you want to win it? Well, two reasons. One, you get money. Two, this door here opens, and this door just so happens to be the fourth and final secret. So you have one chance to get this secret, and you have to win the race, or you have to cheat through the door. So I'm going to break my no saves rule if I fail it, and I'm going to retry it because that crap is stupid and I don't like it. But remember, this is a post-apocalyptic wasteland, and I don't care what people say. Not everyone cares a whole lot about rules out here in the wasteland. You'll see what I mean soon enough. Anyway. Ah, welcome, welcome. If you wish to bet on a race, they've already started. However, I can book your bet for the next race, yes? Race? Pit Fiend racing, my boy. The finest sport in the South. It takes a lot of work to train these beasts, but they provide a performance like no other. Yes, indeed. Who are the racers? We've got quite a few legends of the circuit here today. You won't be disappointed. Green Machine, Mountain Dew, Miss Mayhem, Scallythrack, Destroyer of Worlds. Can anyone race? Oh, you're a racer? You have a mount, yes? I can't say I recognize you, but we do accept amateurs if they're willing to front the entry fee. Yes, yes. How much is the entry fee? We require a small donation of $100 to contribute to prize winnings and administration fees. Yes, but the grand prize will easily cover that expense. Even if you lose, think of the fame you'll garner. Oh, yes. Yes, I brought my own fiend. Excellent. There is a monetary fee of $100 for all racers wishing to participate. We do accept scrap if that is your currency. Once you've paid your fee, I will summon the Beastmaster to collect your mount, and you may make your way to the track. What are the rules? The next race consists of 2 laps. You must stay mounted at all times and race in the correct direction. Knocking another rider off their mount is permitted. You win by either completing the circuit or eliminating the other riders. There are no other rules. Yes, yes. What prizes are available? Second place has their fee returned. First place receives the grand prize. The other racers receive merely the crowd's admiration and their fame, assuming they survive. I'm ready. Here's my entry fee. Marvelous. Proceed to the track. I shall have the Beastmaster fetch your racer. And put on a good show, would you? I want to see some blood in that sand. Blood in the sand, you say? Well, he says you have to stay mounted, but guess what? That's a load of crap. And, hey, look, man. He wanted some blood in the sand. I'm going to give it to him. Ow. But these guys aren't very happy about that. But Scavver does not care. So yeah, all that crap about having to stay mounted all the time is just that. A load of crap. And I think I actually got all the racers in one try this time. Excellent. So, yes, while I'm sniping these stupid watch guardmen. There we go. One left. Let me explain the quote-unquote rules of this race. He says you have to stay mounted at all times, but he says you can knock the other riders off. The only way you can do that by staying mounted is by using your attacks. Now, the attacks are not easy to aim, and they slow you down. And it takes at least 2 hits with the acid glob attack to down them. Or you can try the leaping attack, which is even worse. So, if you race normally, all you gotta do is complete 2 laps around the track. And I'm telling you right now, sometimes that is impossible to do because there's always at least one racer who will just stay ahead of you at all times. I swear there's gotta be some kind of just weird rubber banding style AI with this race. You have to jump across this pit, by the way. But if you kill all the other racers, guess what? You only have to complete 1 lap. And no one is none the wiser that you got off your mount. Because you win the race anyway. The winner and new champion is Lucy. Yes, yes. I told you. I don't care about no rules here. And since that took place in a different map, no one here is going to be hostile to you. Yes? Can I help you? I'm very busy right now. Yes, yes. I'm here for my winnings. Of course, of course. And an excellent performance indeed. You've won our grand prize today. Head next door to claim it. Also, you should take your fiend to the Beastmaster. He may be willing to breed that fine specimen. Yes, yes. Thanks. So, yes, now that you've won the race... Oh, and by the way, your Lucy goes right back to where she was, by the way. Technically, she stays there the whole time, because, again, the race map is a different map, but she'll be where you left her when you got here. And, ooh, what is this? Food and armor, sure, but is that a golden crowbar? You got the golden crowbar skin. Ooh, look at that. Look how shiny it is. Now, if only it could actually reflect some light, that'd be kick-ass. And I've never actually explored the bleachers before, but yeah, you can explore the bleachers. Looks like a good old-fashioned NASCAR track, only with pit fiend matriarchs instead of cars. But yes, so he says you have to stay on your mount at all times, but I will tell you right now, it is... I don't care how good your aim is. I don't care about that at all. It is literally impossible to knock all riders off their... Because there's like, what, 4 or 5 other ones? It is impossible... Reload my M16. Actually had to use it for a change. It is literally impossible to knock all the riders off of their mounts using your mount and still win the race. I'm telling you right now, it just can't happen. So, during my practice run, when I tried to race legit... Actually, you know what? Before I say what I tried... I somehow won the race legit my first try. But a bug happened that I have never seen happen before. Despite the fact that I was the first person to cross the finish line, it said I lost the race. But I saw that I was the first person to cross the finish line. One of the mounts, I guess, or one of the riders, I guess, like somehow died because his pit fiend matriarch just kept running around in circles like this, or like running in place. The 2 guys who were in front of me failed to jump across the pit, which the opponent, the AI riders, never fail that jump. So maybe that's what triggered the bug. I don't know. But I kept trying the race over and over and over again with no luck. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to take out my frustration on the AI of this game and just freaking gun everybody down. So I did. And of course the guards get all pissed off. They're shooting at me. So I kill them. And I'm like, you know what? I don't care if the race says I lose. I just want to finish the race. So I get on Lucy. She's still in her starting gate. And I just race around and around like this. And I complete 1 lap. And it says, "Your winner! Oh, and by the way, yes, it said your winner. That is a Big Rigs Over the Road Racing reference. That meme, you are winner. Yeah, that's what that is. But yeah, so I literally just slaughtered the racers with my good old-fashioned unmodded M16. And I also killed the snipers in the guard towers with my trusty railgun junker musket. I didn't charge any shots. I just shot them with the regular old slugs. And I completed 1 lap instead of 2, and I won the race. Now, I have no idea if that is intended to happen, or if that's a cheeky little, tongue-in-cheek joke that no one cares about rules around here. But it works. And I did not exactly feel like retrying that stupid race over and over again when this map is already well over... or when this video is already an hour and a quarter long anyway. This is going to be probably the longest episode of the entire thing. Or second longest, because the final map is also long and has a lot of dialogue and has a lot of exposition. I'm going to go ahead and say the final map is going to be longer. Anyway, we're done here in Prosperity. We have a full list of chores to do. I think we got our winnings back. I have 340 junk. So I could go ahead and mod some stuff now. I can mod 2 things. You know what? Let's... Actually, no. You know what? No. No. I'm not going to yet. The final piece of the Project Pig weapon is actually not in the next map, but in the map after that. Once I find it, I will use the next workbench I see after that. And I will create Project Pig, which thankfully is free. You just got to find the 3 parts. Doesn't cost you any scrap. And then I'll mod some other things as well. Yeah, that's perfect. Perfect timing. And also, like the race organizer said, once you win the race with Lucy here, you can sell her to the Beastmaster for an increased price. I think his initial offer is $150, but if you win the race, he doubles that to like 300. Or doubles that to 300. It might be a bit more, but I think it's exactly double. But I am not going to do that just yet because we do not have the motorcycle back yet. So if I sell her now, she will reappear inside this kennel here, and I will have to go everywhere on foot. Now, the Scavver is pretty fast. He is pretty fleet of foot, I will say. But Lucy is faster, and she is more fleet of foot. So, ride 'em, doggy. Let's get the hell up out of this town and go to where we're going to go. So... I said before, we are going to go to the sewer entrance map first, next to the radiated lake. Because that is map 22. This is map 21. This upcoming map is map 22, and I want to do these in numerical order, which I'm pretty sure you can do. Not to mention, like Silver said, and I think maybe also the Sheriff, I can't quite remember. I think Kyle said it too. You get that special suit in this map here. To get through part of the service tunnels, which you will need to do to get to the dome, as they call it. So, Lucy, old girl, you relax. Lucy, can I know you don't want me to go, girl. I'll miss you too, but I gotta go. Got a job to do. Anyway, this video is going to be long as hell. It's going to take ages to caption everything. But let's just go ahead and leave this map. But before I do that, let us make sure everything is nice and fully reloaded. Except that, because that doesn't use ammo, it's just for fun. Or is it? Anyway, let's get the hell up out of here. Let me make sure. 4 kills left. Those are going to be later on. And they're all going to be the same enemy. We can't reach them yet. And I think the only items left might be first aid kits. I don't even know. There might be some hiding around Prosperity, but freaking I don't care to look. We got everything important. Let's get out of here. Nuclear Wasted. I wonder if that's what the map is actually called. But that is it. Oh my goodness, what an absolute marathon this map is going to be. Rendering is going to take a long time, and captioning is going to take even longer. And like I said, that is likely to be the second longest video of this entire thing. The final map will almost definitely be longer. But we'll get there. We'll get there. For now, that was Badlands. And like I said, it is going to be at least in 2 parts. Obviously, part 1 is going to be getting all the objectives, and in this case, finding all the secrets. Part 2... Oh, you know what? I didn't go see the merchant I was going to go see. You know what? I will go see him after this next map here. I need to... I spent, like, what, at least $80 on food and water. And I think maybe some more on something else. So, I don't exactly have a lot of money to spend at the moment. But, again, I will collect all the junk I can find here, and then we'll go see him after that. But anyway, yes, that was Badlands and Prosperity. What a nice little quaint town it is. But, man, we have a lot of stuff going on. We have some animosity between some of the citizens and this water baron who apparently founded the city. The farmer seems to have some dirty ideas in his mind. He apparently wants to get back at the baron. So, yes, there are factions in this hub. You can side with the sheriff and be the good law-abiding citizen, which is what we're gonna do, because I haven't done anything else. You can side with Kyle and basically destroy, I assume destroy the town. I have never taken that route. You can also... You know what? No, I'm not going to say it yet. I'm not going to spoil it. We'll see it, not in this coming map, but the map after this one. So, the video after the next one. 2 more videos, and you'll see what I'm talking about. And I will reference it again when we get there. Yeah, that's all I'll say on that. And yeah, that's all I got to say for this video, because holy crap, it's going to take so long to render. And yeah, if you watched it all the way to the end, my god, you are a freaking champ. And as far as maps go, like the amount of maps, we're almost done with this episode. We're almost done. I think the final map number is 25? I think that's what the final map number is. So we've only got a few maps left to go, but the maps are all going to be big. And the Dome map in particular, oh my goodness. That map is massive. It's not going to be super dialogue heavy like, Badlands is, because it's where you get all your objectives and all the exposition and all that good stuff. So it's not going to have a lot of dialogue. It's just going to be a long and challenging map. But for now, that was Badlands. Hope you all enjoyed it. Hope you all have an amazing rest of your day or night. Get some rest. Get some hydration after watching this. And we'll see you next time when we take on this map and get our special suit. And maybe some other lovely goodies as well. You'll just have to wait and see. But until that time comes, I will see you all when I see you. Bye-bye.